On July 5th of 1852, Frederick Douglass, a renowned abolitionist and orator, gave a fantastic keynote address at the Independence Day celebration held at Rochester's Corinthian Hall. The tour de force was punctuated by a question. What to the slave is the 4th of July? Douglass argued that for the millions of people who continued to be enslaved in the United States, the 4th of July was a day that revealed the utter hypocrisy of the Declaration of Independence. Douglass's own words are just far too powerful for me not to use them in this address. Douglass stated, "It is a day that reveals to the slave more than any other day in the year that the gross injustices and cruelty to which he is a constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your shouts of equality a hollow mockery." If one were to ask Douglass, a former slave himself, what to the freed black person is Juneteenth, he would speak of a day in which those shouts of liberty and equality for millions were finally heard and acknowledged. Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating the ending of slavery in the United States. Beginning in 1865, Juneteenth, also known as Emancipation Day, commemorates that fateful day, June 19, when freedom officially arrived in Texas, when the Union had its final victory in Galveston. That victory was important because Texas was one of the last places of refuge for slaveholders during the Civil War. In droves, slaveholders from liberated southern states would flee to Texas, hoping that they could preserve a life of indentured servitude. On June 19, Union General Gordon Granger and over 2,000 federal troops landed on the beaches of Galveston and took control of Texas. In celebration, Juneteenth exploded into the streets and started to spread throughout Texas as people heard about the fall of the Confederacy. Juneteenth started as a religious thanksgiving that involved readings of the Emancipation Proclamation and religious stories of liberation. In 1866, the celebration grew to include parades, picnics, and speeches. By the 1900s, those festivities expanded to include baseball games, street fairs, and formal balls. Many of those celebratory events continue to this day. And so I ask, what to America is Juneteenth? Juneteenth is worthy of all of our celebration because it reminds us of that moment in our nation's history when we were forced to ponder how to demonstrate that we love and are vested in the creation of a sense of belonging for a collection of people who so long were systematically tortured, humiliated, and debased. Juneteenth is a day to educate and to celebrate. It is a day to reciprocate the love that many descendants of former slaves bestows on this country despite its past and moments in its present. More than anything else, Juneteenth is a day of love, a day of loving and appreciating Blackness, its people, our culture, and our contribution to making this a more perfect union. So on this day, we ask that you educate, you celebrate, and you create some spaces for love. Thank you.